How you doing? Tonight, the infinite number of me's are going to talk about flumies. We're going to talk about the Olli Hess Intense Line that are, they're just fabulous. And if you know me, you know I'm not a huge advocate of the friction mallets for a couple of reasons. One is that the friction mallet has allowed someone with very little skill to sound like a superstar. And at the same time it does that, it can take a very mediocre, flat gong with no tonal quality and also make it sound interesting. And it's definitely has become a crutch, I think, for a lot of players. And it definitely gets overused, in my opinion. And the other reason has to do with my gongs personally, the ones that I make. They typically incorporate some kind of patina to them, and some kind of coloration as a result of the heating process. And what happens with the flumi or friction mallet is that you have friction, and when you have friction, you leave marks. I don't care what kind of mallet you have, they all leave marks. A lot of gongs, you just don't see them because of the way they're scraped out. But on one of my gongs, if you have something like the rainbow in there, or some coloration, and you start playing on it, you don't see the marks right away, nobody ever does, and then you do. And when you do, your first instinct is to rub it and clean it. You grab some polish, usually the wrong kind, and you create a high spot, which means that where there should be some kind of color, now you have this polished spot, and it's not even, it's blotchy, and it looks really bad. So at that point, you either have to live with what you've done and think about it the rest of your life, or you have to commit to polishing the whole thing out and getting rid of some of that patina. Really liking the Intense Line. These are brand new. I just got these today. They have a huge carbon fiber shaft. They're kind of I describe them as a hybrid between the Bear Love, which on my gongs is a little sticky for me, and the lava mallets, which could dry out if you didn't leave them in the plastic. And they're not completely smooth. There's a little bit of texture in there, but it's very little bit. And it allows them to be pretty forgiving. They don't do a whole lot of stop and grab like some of the others will. If you're really paying attention, you notice that I'll twist. Sometimes I'll rotate it if it grabs too much. And these with the thicker shafts, I'm finding I want to hold at a lower point. And maybe use a little more pressure, and if you notice, I'm actually holding the gong. Now on this Cosmos, you can see the back of it's polished, which does two things. It allows a million me's to be here on the video, but it also means if I do see marks and I don't like it, I can polish them out and bring this back to a mirror finish. And one of the reasons I chose this particular gong was because the cosmic pattern in the spiral that's punched in it. On the front of this, you can see that a little more clearly. But it gives the gong different ridges. And those ridges give it different points for these to grab. This is the first generation Intense Line with a thinner handle. It's a little bit more flexible and perhaps a little bit easier to use so far. And they all require a degree of patience. set here is a 40, 50, and 60 millimeter. They're $200. They are on the website. These I just got in today, so I don't have a stock of them yet. But I have a feeling these big ones are going to be really nice on the 62-inch that are back there. Almost sounds like I know what I'm doing. I don't, but it sounds that way. Just soft enough to be percussive if you choose. Thanks for checking this out.